Hello friends, today we are making a TikTok like button effect in Scratch, and you probably have already watched the demo. So in the demo you might have seen the effect that we are trying to achieve. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, let's get ourselves a heart sprite. So for that we go to the choose a sprite button here and just search the heart sprite, HEART heart. So I'm going to choose this type of heart, and let me drag here in the bottom of the stage like this. And this heart is little bit bigger, so we are going to make it a little bit smaller, the heart one also. So before that, so there are two effects that we are trying to achieve here. The first one is the heartbeat effect, that is when we click the heart button, the heart is going to enlarge, and when we release the click button, the heart is going back to its normal size. And the next one is the heart flying like a feather effect upwards. So we are trying to achieve these two effects in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's start. So first of all, let me just go to the events block here, events menu, and drag a when green flag click block. And after that we set our size, the normal size of the heart, that will be the 40%. So for that, let me go to the looks menu and go downward here, and there is something called set size to 100%. So instead of making it 100%, I'll make it 40% here. So let's see, when I click the green flag, the size decreases, and I'll just drag it downwards here. Okay, so this is its normal position, and its normal size is 40%. And now let's drag another block here from the controls menu, and we will drag a forever loop here. Just join it below the set size to 40% block. And then there is something called if else block here in the same control menu here. So I will drag it and put it inside the forever loop. And after that, so this one is the if else block, and after that we will go to the operators menu here, and I will just drag something, there is something called the AND operator here. So I'll drag it here, and we can just put it inside the if else block. Yeah, and what this block will do, I'll just explain you later. So let me just complete the code first. And the next one I want is we will go to the sensing menu and drag something called mouse down, and we'll also drag something called touching mouse pointer here. And let me just drag mouse down inside the AND block, and the mouse pointer touching mouse pointer block inside the AND block also. So what this does is it is just checking if the mouse are down. So mouse down means when we click the mouse, and another one is if it is touching a mouse pointer or not. Yeah, so if this sprite is touching a mouse pointer or not, so that's what it is checking. So let me just complete the code first, and we will go to now the looks menu, and we are going to set the size of the heart here. So there is another block, set size to 100%. We will drag it inside the if block, and if we are clicking the mouse, we are touching the heart, and we are just clicking the heart also, then it should increase its size. So the normal size is 40%, so we will increase it to 45%. And if we are not clicking the mouse point, not clicking the heart shape, or the mouse is not down, then it should be in its normal size. So for that, we will drag another set size to 100% block and put it in the else block and make it 40%. Yeah, so what this does is what this whole code does is that it will just loop forever, and it is going to check if the mouse is down, and if it is touching the heart sprite here, it is going to pop up. Yeah, and that pop-up means it is going to increase its size, and if it is not touching, or if the mouse is not clicked also, then it will be in its normal size, that is 40%. That's what we are going to achieve, and I think our code is complete for that effect. So let's see. So I'll click the green flag, and if I click this heart shape, so it looks like it is popping. Yeah, so it's like beating heart. So that's what the first effect is, the beating heart. So this effect is complete. Now for the second effect, that is the heart flying upwards. So for that we'll just go to the controls menu here. Oh, not control menu, the events menu, and there is something called when the sprite click block. So we are going to drag it here. So when the sprite is clicked, that means when the heart is clicked, what we are going to do, so we go to the controls menu and just scroll downwards, and there is something called create the clone of myself. We'll drag it below the when this sprite click block. So what we are going to do, what's going to happen is when the sprite is clicked, it is going to create a clone of itself. And let's drag another block called when I start as a clone. So I drag the when I start as a clone here. So what happens is when the sprite is clicked, the clone of itself is created. So when the clone is created, so we are going to do something here. So for that we go to the control menu again, and just drag or repeat 10 times block here, and attach it with the when I start as a clone. And instead of repeating 10 times, we are going to repeat something 30 times. Yeah. And first of all, let's make it go upwards. Yeah. So for making it go upwards, we go to the motions menu, and just scroll downwards, and there is something called change y by 10. So we drag it and just put it inside the repeat block, and let's see what happens now. So when we click the heart shape, it will create its clone, and when the clone is created, the clone is going to repeat something 30 times, and for now it is going to change the y by 10 30 times. So what happens, let's see. So it needs to go upwards actually. So when I click the green flag, so let me click the heart shape here, so it's going upwards and it is stuck here. That's what we want right now. And the next one is it's just going upwards, just straight up. Yeah, and not doing anything other movements like it's flying. So for that, for another effect, so we are trying to make it move like a feather moving upward in air. So for that, we are also going to drag a change x by 10 block below the change y by 10 block here, and so we are going to make it just go randomly upwards. So for that, let me go to the another menu, something called the operators menu here, and in here there is something called pick random block. So we are going to pick random numbers for changing the x position. So we are going to change pick random numbers from -10 to 10 for x position. So now what we are going to we will achieve is that it will just go randomly upwards. Yeah, so it will move horizontally upwards in a random fashion. Let's see, will it be able to achieve or not. So when we click the green flag and I click the heart shape button, yeah, it looks like it just moving randomly. Yeah, moving randomly. And now if we look at the demo here, the heart is stuck upwards. Yeah, so we don't want this effect to last like this. So for that, we have to do something for these upward clones. So for that, we go to the control menu again and just go downwards here, and there is something called delete this clone. So we are going to drag it, and after repeating 30 times, we are going to delete the clone. So let's see what happens now. So when I click the green flag and I click the heart shape button, it goes upwards, and once it reaches the upwards, it disappears. Yeah. And the last effect that we are going to make is let's make the disappearance of the heart shape a little bit dramatic, or a little bit more attractive, I think. Yeah. So for that, let's go to the looks menu and just go downwards, and there is something called change color effect by 25. So we'll drag here and we'll drag below the change X by pick random block here, and instead of changing the color, we are going to change the ghost effect by just 5. And what it's going to do is it will just make the heart slowly disappear. So let's see what happens. So when I click the green flag and I click the heart shape here, so it looks like it is disappearing slowly. Yeah. So that's how we are going to achieve the TikTok like button effect. So thank you guys for watching the tutorial, and if you like the tutorial, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button as well, and let's comment on the video as well. Thank you.